Okay. Catherine wants to know, um, or Catherine, um, or just a thought I had, wants to know, why do we hide behind our parents, a strong figure, superheroes? So the question Catherine is getting to is, why do we imagine superheroes? Where did that come from? From her question of why do we hide behind superheroes, you can go further to another level, which would get you a Nobel Prize, is why do we even imagine superheroes? Where did that come from? Because superheroes don't exist, right? We draw from reality and you don't see superheroes. So where does it come from? That would win you a Nobel Prize. Um, so basically, it's an exercise of imagination. That's that's basically what superheroes are. So people who enjoy superheroes and heroines, they have a very vivid imagination. You want to be careful if your imagination is very big. You want to study science, physics, math, English to balance that out. You don't want your imagination to overpower you. And for example, Nicole, I'm sorry to Nicole, we're using you as a lab rat. I'm sorry. Um, but Nicole's imagination outweighed her reality, and she just imagined this superhero persona where she's saving the world with this baby. Right? This baby's gonna save the world. Jesus. Ah. Not real. So you want to balance that out. No baby's gonna save the world. It's a baby. See the reality? See her dream is the baby's gonna save the world. The reality is he has to be 34. No baby will ever save the world. See? So once you get a reality check, that's what you call a reality check. Once you get a reality check, that imagination comes into balance. And then there's people who are too in reality, and they can't imagine a flying spaceship. They can't imagine a quantum computer, right? The companies that do well in balancing is Google, Apple, Sony with their video games, Nintendo with their video games. It's very imaginative in technology. So it it's it doesn't let their imagination go wild. The imagination's inside, yes, but it's inside reality. So it's controlled. So again, Google, Apple, Sony video games, um, Nintendo video games, movies. There needs to be some control on movies, like a disclaimer. None of this is real. Please don't take this out of context. Something like that would keep movies in check, because a lot of people watch movies, especially kids and stuff, and they think it's real. There's nothing that keeps it in check. So when you go, oh, that's like a video game, people know instantly that it's not real. That's why video games are kind of underground. They're kind of a low class, because the imagination right now is bigger than reality right now. You want to balance that out. So it's low class, meaning it's people just are unaware of it. There's an overabundance of imagination, and reality hasn't caught up yet. That's why religion, it's just an overabundance of imagination, hasn't, science and reality hasn't balanced it out yet. That's what we want to do. We want to get the religion down, the imagination down, and get it with reality so it's balanced. That's why when you say video games, people are like, man, video games, those are for losers, right? Because their imagination is so high, they don't like the reality check. They don't like the reality check. So when you reality check them, they're like, oh, okay. So that's why girls are not into video games. Girls are not into technology. Girls are not into reality because their imaginations is way too much. Guys, to a certain extent, is too much reality and not enough imagination. That's why guys and girls, you talk to them, it's like they're on two different planets. Mars, guys are from Mars, girls is from Venus. That's real. That comes from experience. Not real, but it comes from experience. It's a fabricated expression, but it comes from experience. That guys are really into reality and girls are really into imagination, and it hasn't hit that balance yet. That's the goal I want. I want it to be balanced out. I don't want to eliminate either. I just want it to be balanced. If there's religion, it has to be inside of a study. It can't be controlling the world, which it is now. It has to be a study of religion, not a practice of religion. So the practice of religion needs to be eliminated. It has to be a study. It has to be inside reality. Imagination always has to be inside reality. Reality is always the lock of imagination. And reality by itself is useless, right? Reality is to check imagination, always. So it always works together. But basically, people who hide behind imagination are just, they're shy. They just hide behind stuff, hide behind their parents, their older siblings. When you make a mistake, you really want to hide, right? Like, no, you talk. I'm not going to talk, right? So let's say Nicole was my parent and she made the mistake of blasting universes out and she's very embarrassed about it in the neighborhood. It's a very suburban neighborhood. She's like, oh, no, Minh, go talk. I'm not talking. Right? So she's not really into superheroes. She's more like, no, you go talk. You go explain what happened. I'm not going to. So it's more like that. You just grow out of it. You grow out of that immaturity where you bully, things like that. But that's basically it. That answers Catherine's question. Let's say if it was Nicole, she just, she doesn't want to talk about it. Right? She wants someone else to talk about it. She knows it was a mistake. It's that simple. But yeah, if you want to go, that would not win you the Nobel Prize. What will win you the Nobel Prize is, where do superheroes come from? Because that's not in reality. And it comes from an overabundance of imagination. Where does religion come from? That will win you a Nobel Prize. That's an overabundance of imagination. And what video games does is it teaches the brain that imagination needs to be checked. That's what video games teach you, because it's always inside of a screen, and it's always a controller, you controlling the imagination. It's always you control the imagination. The imagination never ever controls you. So it teaches you to control the imagination. Don't let it get out of hand. That's why people don't like video games right now. They don't like the reality check. People just don't like it. They're afraid of it. They're afraid that someone might take their dreams away from them. But we're not. We're enhancing your dreams by making it real. Right? By putting it into something creative, you make it real. So we're just trying to help them out, but they're just not there yet. That will win you a Nobel Prize. Nicole, shyness would not win you a Nobel Prize. We've known about shyness for history. We've known about shyness, so that would not win you a Nobel Prize. Learning that our imaginations is out of hand, that will win you a Nobel Prize. Because that's something new, and it's something potentially dangerous that you're putting a stop to. By understanding it, you're putting a stop to it. That will win you a Nobel Prize. But shyness, people have known for a long time, and we've pretty much cured shyness. Just, stop being shy. So that we already know how to cure. I mean, it's not like at an elite level, but we have superstars, right? People are out of their shyness. So we got that down. We pretty much know how that works. But where does the abundance imagination comes from? That's new. And it's potentially dangerous. So we have to understand it, and that will win you a Nobel Prize. So